Good morning, students. Welcome back to the world of essentials of English grammar and composition. So, let us continue with chapter number 5 pronouns. Pronouns are the words which are used in place of noun. So, the words which are used instead of nouns are known as pronouns. We have already discussed out of 9, 8 kinds of pronoun. Today we will discuss relative pronoun. Relative. Relative here doesn't mean your uncle, aunt, cousin or other relative. Relative here means the pronoun which relates something, where we relate two things or two situations or two subjects or even two sentences. So pronouns such as who, which, that, whom, whose, what, that link a phrase or clause to another in a sentence are called relative pronouns. Here do not get confused with WH family word who, which, whom, whose. They are not indicating any question here. They are doing the job of relating noun or pronoun with remaining part of the sentence. So here they are working as relative pronoun. Look at the example. The boy who came with my father yesterday was my brother. Here WHO who word is relating the boy with remaining part of the sentence. So here it is working as relative pronoun. Please read the poem that Wordsworth wrote. Here Wordsworth is not a relative pronoun. That is our relative pronoun which is making relation between Wordsworth and remaining part of the sentence. So we can say relative pronoun is one which is used to refer to nouns mentioned previously, whether they are people, places, things, animals or ideas. They can be used to join two sentences. So here the noun which is mentioned previously, like the boy, it is mentioned previously who came with my father yesterday was my brother. Who was my brother? The boy. So it is already mentioned. So relative pronoun is used here to mention the relationship between the pronoun which is already discussed. So here who, whom, that, which, whoever, whomever, whichever are used in a sentence as a relative pronoun. But there are some places where we can omit these relative pronouns. So let us start discussing the omission of relative pronoun, because it is not always required to use relative pronoun to show the relationship, to show the association of that noun or pronoun with the remaining part of the sentence. Sometimes it is already clear to the listener, like I offer an opportunity which you cannot pass up. Here the word which is written in bracket can be omitted, which is working as relative pronoun here. In all these sentences, the words relative pronoun which are written in bracket can be omitted. But in four sentences, it can't be omitted. And the rule behind is that if the relative pronoun is followed by subject and a verb, then only it can be omitted. Like which you can't pass, here you is subject and can't pass, pass is a verb. So here which can be omitted. In second sentence, after that people is written, people is subject and face, face is verb. So here that can be omitted. In third sentence, we is subject, talked is verb, who can be omitted. But in fourth sentence, is not the subject, is a verb. So if the relative pronoun is followed by a subject and a verb, then it can be omitted. But if it is not followed by a subject and verb, it can never be omitted. Keep this rule, remember. Who, which and that can be omitted when they are followed by subject and a verb. So you have to remember the rules of omission of relative pronoun, but you must be clear about the defining relative clause and non-defining relative clause also. Read the example. This is a bag which I found in the sales. So here this is defining relative clause. Here it is used to define something, which is used to define something. But in second sentence, this bag which I found in the sales was made in Italy. Here it is used as subject. It is not defining anything. So here we can't omit the relative clause. In defining a relative clause where which is used or any relative pronoun is used as object, we can omit it. But if it is used as subject in a sentence, like in non-defining clause, we can never omit it. And in short, we can remember, if the relative clause is written in commas, or relative clause like which I found in the sales is written in between commas, we can, in such situation, we can never omit relative pronoun. So analyze the sentence. This is the bag I found in the sales. Here I found in the sales is our relative clause. Verb is found, subject is I, and object is in the sales. When the relative pronoun is the object, we can omit it. When the relative pronoun is working as subject in a sentence like here, which I found in the sales, we can not omit it. So here it is a rule of the omission of the relative pronoun. You can omit, repeat it again. You can omit the relative pronoun in non-defining clause. When the relative pronoun is the subject, we cannot omit it. When the relative pronoun is working as the object in the sentence, so here we are allowed to omit that relative pronoun. But while omitting the relative pronoun, you have to replace, or you have to change the position of preposition also. Read the example given here. This is a pen with which I wrote the letter. Here, which I wrote the letter according to the rule, after which subject is given and wrote is given as a verb. If subject and verb are given before or after relative pronoun, then it can be omit. So here we can omit the relative pronoun which, but then the position of with will be changed. Like then the sentence will become, this is the pen I wrote the letter with. Here after omitting the position, after omitting the relative pronoun which, we have placed which after the letter. So which is omitted and the position of preposition with is changed. In next sentence also, the man about whom you are inquiring is a friend of mine. So here after whom is a relative pronoun, and according to the rule, after relative pronoun, if subject and verb are given, then we can omit it. So here you is our subject, are inquiring, here inquiring is our verb, we can omit the whom, but then position of preposition will be changed. Whom is omitted and the position of preposition about is changed. Now the sentence will become, the man you are inquiring about is a friend of mine. So here the position of preposition will get changed. So here now look at the position of relative pronoun in a sentence. It should be placed, if you are framing a sentence by joining two sentences with relative pronoun, you must keep it, remember the position of relative pronoun in that joint sentence. Like read the example, Vijay was called by the principal who had cheated in the examination. Here this sentence is looking very absurd because the position of relative pronoun is not appropriate here. Now read the next sentence, Vijay, comma, who had cheated in the examination, comma, here who had cheated in the examination is used as non-defining relative clause. So here we can never omit the who. Relative pronoun was called by the principal. So here we have learned how to make relative pronoun at its proper place. Now the meaning of the sentence is clear to you. Now after learning omission of relative pronoun, we will learn how to join two sentences with relative pronoun. I have found a pen, this is one sentence. I had lost it, it is another sentence. Now we will join these two sentences by adding relative pronoun. I have found the purse which I had lost. So which here is used as relative pronoun. In second sentence, an old lady whom I know looked after the child, or I know the old lady who looked after the child. So here again the sentences are used here by joining whom or who relative pronoun. But keep the rule, remember, who relative pronoun is used to join two sentences where persons are being talked about, which relative pronoun is used for non-living things or animals. So here purse is non-living thing, that's why we have used which here. Lady is living being person, that's why we have used who here. That is used, that relative pronoun can be used for both person and the things, and that after adjective is used in the superlative degree. What relative pronoun is used? That which what has no antecedent. Such and same relative pronouns are always followed by as, like his problem is the same as yours. So here such and same kind of relative pronoun are always followed by as. So these are some of the rules of joining sentences by relative pronouns. So here this is how our chapter number 5 gets completed here, in which we have discussed different kinds of nouns and omission of relative pronouns, joining sentences with relative pronouns, in which I must say that don't cram any rule, rather understand them wholeheartedly. Thank you.